Open world games have become some of the most popular games this generation, and that trend looks to be continuing on the PlayStation 4, and in this video, we'll be going over 12 upcoming PS4 open world games. We'll also be going over some honorable mentions at the end of the video, so with that being said, let's get right into this. Spider-Man. For the longest time, gamers have wanted a Spider-Man game to the caliber of what the franchise deserves, similar to what Batman got with the Arkham games. Well, we're finally getting that. The new Spider-Man game, dubbed just Spider-Man, is being developed by an incredibly talented studio in Insomniac. The footage we've seen thus far for the game has been absolutely jaw-dropping from a technical and gameplay perspective. This is gonna be one of the PS4 system sellers, and it comes 2018.
Did that just happen? Yeah.
I'm getting reports of a helicopter with a wrecking ball.
It's complicated. Turns out Martin Lee is running the demons.
The guy who runs the homeless shelter?
Like I said, complicated. Sit tight, Yuri. I got this. Please, let me got this.
That helicopter is destroying the city.
I know.
Shadow of the Colossus Remake. Shadow of the Colossus was one of the best games on the PlayStation 2, a technical masterclass on the hardware, unique gameplay with an amazing atmosphere and world. Now it's being remade ground up for the PlayStation 4, and that alone should be enough to sell the game. Being able to revisit the game with ultra high definition visuals will be a treat, and that treat will be arriving to the PS4 in 2018. Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones is a brand new IP coming from the folks at Ubisoft Singapore, and it's tackling a genre that hasn't seen too many games in piracy and naval warfare. You take control of a customizable pirate captain. The game's fundamentals are very similar to the concept of naval battles in Assassin's Creed 4. You can jump into the single-player campaign alone or play multiplayer in the disputed waters. There's a lot of depth to the game, from the various mechanics such as weather, wind positioning, weapons, and more. Skull and Bones comes 2018.
With the most stolen loot.
Time to make our escape, Captain, or we are good for the news.
They're firing mortars! Full tilt, Silvo, full tilt!
The pirate hunter defenses are so strong that the only option is escape. The brigantine is sacrificing herself to buy time for the frigate, who carries the most loot. The frigate now needs to make its escape through the reefs.
Captain, let's make for the reefs!
Successful pirates know when to run, with their hulls full and the wind at their backs.
Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. Dragon's Dogma was one of the great games that was released at the end of last generation. It saw several comparisons to Dark Souls, and that's definitely there, but it has its own unique elements to make it stand out. It also has a great fantasy setting. The only real issue with the game on consoles was its technical performance, and now with it coming to the PS4, that should be easily remedied. It'll also be coming with the Dark Arisen expansion. Dragon's Dogma hits the PS4 later this year.
Service bait! Strike the tail! They hold the advantage!
Black Desert Online. Black Desert Online is a Korean online MMO. It's been around for a while on PC, but now it's finally coming to consoles. Right away when you look at Black Desert, it's absolutely jaw-dropping from a technical standpoint. It's an action-heavy MMO with many features such as dynamic weather, a dynamic day and night cycle, player housing, mounted combat, and more. Black Desert Online doesn't have an official release date for the PS4, but hopefully it comes 2018. Days Gone. For a long time, we've been wondering what Sony Bend Studio has been working on. Those are the guys that worked on the great Siphon Filter games as well as Uncharted Golden Abyss. At E3 of 2016, that game was revealed to be Days Gone, a post-apocalyptic action-adventure survival horror game set in an open-world environment. At face value, Days Gone doesn't look like the most original premise in the world. However, from a gameplay and technical perspective, the game is shaping up very nicely. We don't have an official release date for Days Gone, but hopefully it comes 2018.
Because it's cold. Have to build some. So it changes the way the marauders behave in the level.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's very. Again, this is part of the reason why I love that you did this as a demo, because the behavior of all of these things, not just the freakers, but the marauders, everything. There's a logic to it. You can track why they're doing the things that they're doing, and you can use it to your advantage in the gameplay. That's kind of what I like about this so much.
And that's really what we wanted to showcase this year, is that it's an open world game, and you know, everything you see around here, and again, we're only playing this two different ways. You saw that waterfall way up there off in the distance. There's a bridge that goes in front of that. If you had a sniper rifle and enough ammunition, you could have driven your bike all the way up there. There's trails.
Anthem. Anthem is the latest game coming from the guys over at BioWare. It's an open-world action RPG where you play as a freelancer, one of a group of people who leave their civilization to explore a lush and dangerous landscape. The game features both single-player and co-op elements in a shared world that can have up to 4 squad members. Anthem is shaping up to be one of the big games of this generation, and it's coming 2018.
Javelin exosuit with gear that brings devastating power to combat.
Oh, there are a lot of scars down there. Oh, the scars have a heavy.
Time to use that mortar. Yeah, give me some covering fire.
Okay.
There's a bunch more coming in.
Okay, I'll get this round.
Thanks.
Middle-earth: Shadow of War. Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor was one of the first truly great games of this generation, and now we have the sequel, Middle-earth: Shadow of War, which will build upon what the first game did. It's an open-world action RPG, and it'll be expanding upon Shadow of Mordor's Nemesis system to apply to a larger part of the world, including other characters called followers that have behavior guided by how the player has interacted with them. This game is also expected to be more of an action RPG and allow for a more personalized experience. Middle-earth: Shadow of War comes October 10th.
New ring. Our ring is not marred with his shadow. It is perfect.
I struck down men corrupted by these rings. Do not become one of them.
When the time comes, I will do what is needed.
Submit to your destiny. Run to your master! And give him this message! I come for him!
Kingdom Come Deliverance. Kingdom Come Deliverance is an open-world action RPG set in the medieval kingdom of Bohemia, an imperial state of the Holy Roman Empire with a focus on historically accurate and realistic content. The game is a single-player experience with branching questlines and a highly interactive world. Kingdom Come Deliverance uses a classless RPG system, allowing your character to be shaped exactly how you want them to be, and the game is also running on CryEngine, so expect it to look pretty good. Kingdom Come Deliverance comes February 13th. Assassin's Creed Origins. Assassin's Creed took a break for a year after Assassin's Creed Syndicate, but now it's back with Assassin's Creed Origins, which will be a prequel for the series displaying the origins of the struggle between the Assassins and the Templars. The game will feature a vast explorable open world of Egypt that can be navigated on foot, horseback, camelback, or boat. The core fundamentals of the game will be similar, but hopefully Origins can revitalize the franchise. It comes October 27th.
You will die, Medunamun. Die, you bastard! Going to kill you for that! See what is mine! Finally.
Red Dead Redemption 2. At this point, we don't know much about Red Dead Redemption 2. We've seen just a little bit, and yet it is still among the top 1% when talking about anticipated games. And that's because we all know how amazing the first game was. Many would say Red Dead Redemption was Rockstar's best game ever, and that's for a variety of reasons. The amazing Western open world, the great story, the relatable main character, and who could forget the great online play. It's been 7 years since that game was released, and just thinking about what Red Dead Redemption 2 will feature is mind-boggling. Originally, the game was set for a release this year, however, it's been pushed back to 2018. Hopefully, it delivers. And finally, Far Cry 5. Far Cry has been one of the more consistent franchises, but recently it suffered from a little bit of sameness. Well, hopefully that will change with Far Cry 5, an open-world action-adventure first-person shooter. The game features a character creator, letting you customize your character's appearance, gender, and skin tone. The campaign of the game can be played individually or with a partner in the co-op mode. Far Cry 5 will also feature a map editor whose features have been expanded from previous titles. The game comes on February 27th.
Make it is that you can go in any direction, meet any character, and be able to imbibe in the action bubbles that you want to do. So for sure, it's completely friendly.
Good. Well, he asked a good question then.
That's great.
Go ahead.
What's your next one?
Philippe wants to know, is the wingsuit back? Missed it a lot in Primal.
Uh-oh. I don't even know if I'm allowed to Primal.
Wait, you're just like sew together a bunch of fur skins or like just
It's not like we didn't talk about it, but the
okay, all right.
discussion was that I don't honestly know if I'm allowed to talk about the wingsuit. You know what? Fuck it. Yes, it's back.
Okay.
And what's cool about it is that we didn't just put in the wingsuit. We actually built a character that's this legendary stuntman that's from Montana, our character. Awesome. And when you do a lot of this stuff with the wingsuit and other things that you do that are stunts in the world, you're actually paying homage to him, and you can unlock stuff based off of his personality from like the 1960s and the 1970s.
And before we close out this video, let's talk about some honorable mentions. Citadel Forged with Fire. Agents of Mayhem.
Your story ends here.
Mercy.
You would be wise to run now.
Morally flexible.
Bye-bye.
Occasionally reliable.
Darksiders 3? Yakuza Kiwami? And Pray for the Gods. So that wraps up 12 upcoming PS4 open world games. What do you think? Which PS4 open world games are you the most excited for? Let us know in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching and goodbye.